How to think and grow rich. Everyone wants to be rich. There isn't a person on earth who doesn't feel this way. That is correct. Money is as universal as the desire for food, water, and other necessities. But here's the thing. Even though everyone wants to make money, the majority of people are still poor. And I'm sure you will observe if you look around. And if you're like 9 out of 10 people on the planet right now, you're probably living it. But you can change this for yourself. So stick to the end. Now, before we get started, I'd like to ask you a simple question. How difficult is it to get rich? In reality, it's not that challenging at all. In fact, becoming rich is as simple as playing your favorite video game. So, how do you become rich? What do all these mega millionaires know that you don't? Let's find out. Most people, when pursuing financial success, tend to look outward. Most people look to things like the jackpot, their parents, or others for answers. Most people look for gold, diamonds, or some other external thing that will eventually make them rich. But you know, what you're thinking right now is the most powerful resource or tool any human being can have on the road to riches. That something is your mind. So this is where everything goes wrong. Even though your mind is the most valuable resource you possess for generating wealth. Just because you own it doesn't mean it's always working for you. The main idea is that your brain does not always cooperate with your wishes. In fact, if you look at the lives of most poor people, the first thing that keeps them from becoming rich is their own minds. People frequently ask me about the stock market and they say stuff like, "I'm losing a lot of money. How can I turn a profit?" They ask me all kinds of technical questions, such as what strategy they should use. And most people are not poor because they lack some secret knowledge known to only the top of the game. People are mostly poor because they all have the same mindset. People who want to get rich are always looking for magic bullets to their problems, or the secret strategies that everyone knows but don't. There are also secret plans and other things like that. However, in reality, those things are entirely meaningless. If you continue to think like every other poor person out there, you will always be someone who does not have any money. When approaching stock market guys, always ask them, what do you think is preventing you from becoming successful? And they always know what it is. See, we normally become our own enemy. When it comes to becoming rich and making other changes in our lives, it's not the strategy, nor is it the fault of others. It is our own fault. And it all comes down to how you think. So remember that getting rich is all about how you think and less about what you do. Because everything starts in the mind. And now, let's come down to the secret sauce. Since everyone is looking for the secret, I'll just give it to you right now. The secret that everyone is looking for but never seems to find is that our thoughts shape who we are. And while we all have a mind, the most powerful tool available for creating wealth in our own lives is the capacity to train our minds to work with us rather than against us. You see, all the people who approach me with trading questions are looking for the same thing. The Holy Grail, the silver bullet, the magic potion, the one thing that will turn them into successful traders. However, strategy is not the most important factor. There are a million different ways to become rich. And there are also a million multiple ways to become rich through the stock market. However, no amount of stock market strategy will help you if you don't have a clear mind. Of all the traders out there who can easily pull big bucks out of the stock market, they have one thing in common. They are their own worst enemies. They are the ones who let their emotions rule them and compel them to give back all of their profits. And they are the ones who cannot quit after making a decent amount of money each day, to the point where they end up losing all their earnings. They are the ones who can't seem to resist the urge to make a trade when none are available. Well, what I'm trying to say here is that in almost every endeavor to generate money, we will always be our worst enemy. We will always be the ones who limit ourselves more than anyone or anything else. We're the ones who won't get out of bed in the morning. We're the ones who prevent ourselves from working as hard as we need in order to realize our dreams and goals. Most people don't realize how simple it is to become rich, and the strategy you employ to become wealthy is most likely the simplest part. And if you're looking for a plan, all you need to do is find someone who has made $1 million and do the exact same thing. It's really that simple. As you can see, it is already possible to find $1 million idea for just about anything. But even if you have a strategy, it means nothing if you can't put it into action. You'll never make it if you can't train your mind to work for you rather than against you. The fact that most of the wealth is held by a small number of people is not because getting rich is some sort of rocket science that no one can understand. The reason for this is that most people simply lack the ability to achieve financial success. The one thing that all people have in common, poor people to be exact, is that they haven't figured out how to take control of their own minds. So you may be wondering, how do I gain control of my own mind? Among other things, your habits are the answer. The truth, however, is that few want to hear that mastering your mind is an uphill struggle that requires constant effort. And I can't tell you how to do it because only you can find out how to control your own mind and make it work for you rather than against you. So for me, the way I took control of my own mind was to channel my pain and the huge amount of dissatisfaction I felt about being poor. You see, getting a flat tire on the side of the road hurts like hell. You simply do not have enough money to get a new tire or have your car towed. As you can imagine, running low on gas money is very uncomfortable. Similarly, it's painful when all you want to do is focus on growing your business. But you can't concentrate on your business because you live in a low-rent apartment with a family of 6 above you. This means that for the majority of the day, your home will sound like a herd of bulls galloping through it. It hurts to do work you despise. And when you're forced to spend the majority of your day with a bunch of other people who also despise their jobs, it's not the ideal environment for someone trying to get rich. So, after being fired from my job, I promised myself that I would never do it again. I told myself that no matter what, I would find a way because I never wanted to work another job like that again. And to be honest, there was never a backup plan. Since then, I've been actively working on training my mind to help me rather than stop me. I'm sure this could work for you as well. So, if you want to think about how to get rich, you need to realize that we become what we think about every day. And the major thing stopping you from getting all the money in the world is neither other people nor your job. The most difficult obstacle you will face on the road to wealth is simply yourself. And if you truly want to become rich, this is the first thing you must recognize.